What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my studios. And yeah, I think there's a reason why a lot of adult film stars nowadays going on podcasts and they want to be respected, they want to be taken seriously, and it's literally getting to a point where anytime when you correct them on certain things, they automatically don't want to listen to what you say because they know that what you say is 100% truth and facts. So for me, I'm not even surprised that the famous adult film star cries and complains that her family left her, her family disowned her. Well, what did you think was going to happen when you make rational decisions in your life? I get it. You're a grown woman. But if you choose to do something that sexually degrades women and disrespects them, and you want people to take you seriously, including your own family, it's a red flag. There's no way in the world that a man is going to put a ring on it. Mind you, she was married before, so I don't understand who was the simp that put a ring on it. You can't make this up. So, links to the original video will be down below.
To not recommend them more, but I was catching up on articles, reading through what is on their front page, and there was a specific story that really caught my eye. And it isn't new, I just totally missed it from last year, and I think that it is worth a brief discussion. And if you've been watching the show for a while, you might have heard all this before. I'm sure you've seen the episodes we've done about porn, the impact on men, the sinister nature of the industry itself, what happens to women, all of it. I genuinely believe that pornography has been one of the most detrimental things to ever happen to our society. And I will say that with complete confidence. It has numbed men's brains and their physical sex lives. It has changed our perceptions of what sex should be and what it should entail. It has turned women into purely sexual objects, and it has ruined the lives of so many who choose to go into that industry. And that's what we're talking about today. Before we do, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and then ring that notification bell so that you never miss one of our comment section uploads. So, like I said, this is from Evie Magazine, and the headline reads, porn star Riley Reid says that she lost her whole family and that porn makes life really hard in resurfaced video. And that is from May of 2023. And of course, I read this headline and I go, yeah, no shit. But this is why I make these types of videos, and I make them semi-regularly because society and other women in this world tell young women that this job is empowering. They straight up lie to women. Oh, it's easy. You'll make tons of money. There are no risks. Porn is safe now. You can stop whenever. You can just do it for a little bit and move on. You own all your content. And this influence is everywhere, coming from all sides, whether it be organizations fighting against the stigma and the criminalization of sex work like the ACLU, where they say sex work is real work and it's time to treat it that way, or Teen Vogue writing this, saying why sex work is real work. Also, Teen Vogue has been accused multiple times of pushing their young readers into sex work. Oh, hell no! Healthy Society, by the way.
I've always heard the word sex work is real work. What grown man is going to take that scenario seriously? Sex work is not real work. All they do is have sex on camera. They have sex with people for a living. They have sex on OnlyFans, which is one of the main reasons why jobs like them should end. Only reason why it was created in the first place is because of feminism. And I believe that feminism has destroyed a lot of people's minds into thinking that what they do is okay. Whatever women do is justifiable. If men do it, it's an issue. Where's the double standard on that? So just seeing those type of articles that she just put out makes me realize how bad and sad society is and it has become these days. They must think that since people have sex for a living, it's a real career. Do you realize how embarrassing that is? And people are going to laugh at them because of that? Honestly, if I dated a girl like that, I think I would rather stay single. Maybe one day, if I run into somebody who was not like those type of people, then I think I'll be all right. But until then, I'm staying away from the dating market because you know how OnlyFans and porn has destroyed women mentally. That's why their minds are always like that. That's why they're in this delusional bubble that they're in right now. Especially if you express the truth, they'll always deflect everything you try to say to them.
being pushed into sex work. Dogs are dying of cancer because of their kibble, which is why porn made these women feel empowered. It gave me a new sense of confidence. Or this one, her legal job was making her miserable, so this woman quit and says that she found freedom and happiness on OnlyFans. Really empowering. Or it's just girls being inspired by the aesthetic and the content online. You know, the top OnlyFans earners with their fancy houses going on these exclusive vacations with their luxury cars, which is frankly, I'm sorry, unachievable for 99% of users on that platform.
You're getting scammed.
None of that is what it is cracked up to be. But the influence and the push is strong, and that is why it is so important when people like this girl, Riley Reid, share her story. Riley Reid is apparently a well-known porn star, and her profile on Pornhub has been viewed hundreds of millions of times. And a couple of years ago, she did a 16-minute Q&A where she was asked about getting into porn and if she would recommend it to people. And this is the clip that really went viral and that Evie covered.
I've lost my whole family, and it sucks. So a lot of times when people ask me if they should do porn, I tell them no. I tell them that it makes life really hard. It makes dating really hard. It makes your family life really hard. You're putting yourself out there and the world is now judging you. You have to be okay with being shamed.
Then why did you choose that life in the first place if you are that bothered by the fact that your family disowned you because of this decision alone? Why do you think that a lot of porn stars that go into the industry knowing full well that it's not safe for their mental health, and 95% of the time you hear about a porn star that takes her own life, his life, due to the sex work industry, drugs, sex trafficking, it's all there. Even OnlyFans destroys people's mental health. And whether you want to understand it or not, that's on you. If porn and OnlyFans is something that you want to do, go right ahead. I'm gonna need you to realize something and understand as well. There are consequences that are going to end up coming in your way. You're going to be called a slut, a whore, a 304, because that's basically what women are in the sex industry. Whether you're a video vixen, Instagram models, they all think alike. This is why these categories shouldn't be taken seriously. Men are not going to want to marry you, you know what I'm saying? They're going to want to have sex with you because of what you do. You're only here for a good time. That's what it is. But if you're looking for a serious relationship, don't do porn and OnlyFans. I don't want to hear in the comment section, sex work is work. No, that's that feminist bullshit I hear every time. That's that delusional nonsense I hear on social media. They want you to think that is being taken seriously. No, it's not. And this is one of the main reasons why a lot of men don't want to be in relationships, because of stuff like this. And I personally blame a lot of you simps as well, because y'all be the main ones buying and subscribing to these 304s. And you be watching and you masturbate to them all the time because you don't have a common sense of thinking that that's not good for your health. That's not good for your mind as a man, you to be doing that crap. The ones that be doing that are beta males, cucks, simps, above all. The ones that don't have a common sense of doing that are the ones that are real losers. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. The fact that her family left her is no surprising. I do not have any sympathy for these people. I don't have no respect for these people. I don't wish any ill on her though, but she chose this life and now she has to lie in it.
Children, because I do porn, because I'm worried of the way that people will treat my child.
I mean, imagine going into an industry.
That's what happens when you make rational
where every
decisions.
day your naked body, the most intimate parts of you, are picked apart, shamed, exploited, and you think that that's the reality of it because somebody needs to.
My mom was supportive in the beginning. She kind of just let me do whatever.
That's the problem.
Yeah, another red flag in this situation. Mothers allow their children to do what they want to do because this is exactly what's going to happen in 20 years from now. When they get older, porn and OnlyFans will be their scapegoat. Also, this is definitely the parents' fault because you should have trained and taught your daughters or sons not to do these types of things. How do you think 5 or 10 years from now, if they end up starting a family with somebody that they love and they found out that their parents did this and that, how do you think it's going to make them feel? They're going to know what the hell happened with those parents who they have sex with on camera. What type of sex work they do. This definitely falls from the parents. And the mother, she's the worst. And I wouldn't be surprised if the dad is in this as well, that he is also at fault.
Whatever they want to do, you need to be a parent. And I don't think her mom was being a parent.
When I started to set like these boundaries, not giving her money or things like that, it made our relationship a bit more difficult and almost toxic. And so it sucks. I don't have a mom anymore. I don't talk to her. I miss having a mom. I feel like you can't rewind and you can't go back. I don't have that relationship with her anymore. I don't ever think I will.
I think that's an important line. You can't rewind and you can't go back. We've talked about that in different porn episodes and different, videos about OnlyFans. But that content is permanently online. And it's wild to me that
it's out
people
forever.
don't consider that. Like, I grew up in this digital age. I remember sitting in classes with teachers. I remember my parents talking to me about this. Like, your digital footprint is forever. I feel like that was so ingrained in the heads of my generation because we grew up amidst all of this. And people think that when it comes to porn, I can just get out of it. I can delete all my photos. No. There's always somebody that is going to have a screenshot.
Yeah.
And on OnlyFans, what a lot of people don't realize
and you'll
is that
be
OnlyFans
exposed
partially
one way or
owns
another.
the content that you put online. It's not all yours. You are literally giving it to the public. You quite frankly cannot rewind. You cannot clear your name no matter what you do.
I talked to my dad and he struggles with my job being in the industry. He's also religious. Recently I wanted to go visit him and he said that I can't go visit because his wife, my stepmom, doesn't want me there. When I was like, can we go get coffee and we could go get breakfast? And he's like, I don't want to be seen in public with you. And that just hurt so bad.
Maybe he has a reason.
Family. I don't talk to my brothers or sisters. I think that they all kind of try to take advantage of me and stuff, or they're just.
First of all, you can't blame your family for taking advantage of you when you're the one that made the decision to join the sex industry in the first place. And he has every right to say that, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to be seen with this child that is a known porn star because you knew your father was religious. He doesn't respect your choices, your decisions. But it's the fact that you want him to be seen with you because of your career. In what mind do you think a lot of these porn stars think that just because they're in the sex industry, they want them to view them as regular people because they want them to think that sex work is a real career? No way, that's not. The possibilities of you catching the STD every day and you having sex on film, mind you, porn is fake. Just like regular TV shows, movies, they tell you how to moan, they tell you how to bust a nut. And I don't want to get too graphic on here though, but you get the point I'm trying to make. I cannot take those type of careers seriously if you think that what you're doing is justifiable. It's delusion. It's the delusion that they're programmed into thinking that you doing OnlyFans of porn is going to make a man want to marry you. Mind you, there are some married couples that are in the sex industry, which is a red flag. I remember hearing about Asa Akira, the Japanese American porn star. She has a kid, and she's a mother. And when I say that I feel bad for the child, I do. Because they're going to wake up one day and they're going to go on the internet and see the stuff that their mother do. Lord knows that it's not going to end well for that child. So my main concern is for the kids that are from their hordes of mothers.
I mean, how could you watch that and think that this is an empowering industry?
It's
this
not.
job is liberating for women. She has been alienated from her entire family. She now doesn't want to have children because of her reputation. It is heartbreaking stuff, but it is also not unsurprising, and that's the sad part. All of this could have been avoided, and I hope that it will be for many women in the future because of stories like this being shared. Somebody commented and said, I hurt for her. It's not unexpected, not even unreasonable. I hope others learn that porn is not the easy money that some might suggest.
I don't feel bad for her at all.
It's sad. A lot of times young women don't realize the consequences when they get into porn because everyone just tries to preach the upside. I wonder if she would be okay with her daughter doing what she does. I'm guessing not, considering she doesn't recommend getting into this industry and doesn't even want to have children now because of how awful it's turned out. Somebody else said, that's sad for sure. Choices have consequences, though, and I guarantee that, especially coming from such a religious family, that this lady had more than just an idea of how they would react. She made her choice. And yeah, she 100% did. It's important to acknowledge she should take responsibility. It's not a them problem. She did make this decision. And even though she makes videos like this and talks about this very candidly, she hasn't fully stopped working in the industry. And I wonder if that's because she really doesn't feel remorse or doesn't care.
You know, it's funny because they always go into these interviews and saying, oh, how I regret doing porn and how it messed up my mind. No, you don't. You're still working in the industry. Don't play stupid. Don't try to think that just because you go into these interviews and you're making a short or a 16-minute video of how your family rejected you, disowned you because of what you do, and then all of a sudden you're still working in the porn industry. So that makes you a hypocrite. You say that you lost your family and you feel bad that the fact that your choices causes a thread between you and your family, and then you go back and still do it. So it's obviously that you still do porn, that you are making money still, and you love getting destroyed on camera. So you cannot be two-faced. You say that you hate doing porn, and yet you still doing it. That means that you still doing OnlyFans, and OnlyFans is porn too. Trust me, I know the difference. I did my research.
That she's just kind of like resigned to this being her life at this point. She did, though, stop filming porn with men because, shocker, it was impacting her romantic relationships. Watch this. This is on Logan Paul's podcast, by the way.
He made me feel like maybe I should quit and stuff. And like, he also he told me that he sometimes didn't want to kiss me when I came home from work. So like made me like feel like a disgusting person. And I'm not disgusting.
How could he not want to kiss you?
Mike will kiss you right now
on live air. She seems so like, she's like, oh, it's not the vibe. That's whatever, right?
Oh, you really want to kiss me?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
Oh
to be
my
honest.
God.
Just like maybe a small one.
Are you guys about to kiss?
Yeah, I just have to stop that right.
You know damn going well no nigga is gonna want to kiss somebody knowing that they know where their mouth's been at. And secondly, the simp that she's talking about, I don't know what made him think that marrying an adult film star is gonna make things better. No, it is not. What exactly did you think that what's gonna happen? First of all, that man is an idiot. I don't know what makes him think that marrying a porn star is gonna make the relationship better. If he had a common sense, he wouldn't marry you. And then you got these idiots on a podcast try to justify, oh, I want to kiss you. Nigga, this girl was sucking testicles on camera. Do you want to catch an STD? And I know this video is going to get demonetized, so I'm just speaking the truth. Why would I want to kiss somebody that works in the sex industry? If I catch something, I'm not only divorcing you, but I'm pressing charges against you. I'm sorry. My life and my health is more important.
Made her feel dirty, but her job didn't, LOL. And yeah, that speaks volumes. You're coming home from having sex with other men on camera. Your boyfriend doesn't want to kiss you because you've been doing that and you get angry at him. Come on. It's right there in front of you. It really only takes a little bit of understanding and common sense. Somebody else said, makes sense. Don't blame that guy. Yeah. I mean, and it kind of seems like she was joking and playing coy back then, but she got married in 2021. And even though she has publicly said that her husband was, proud of what she did and did not ask her to stop doing porn, did not give her an ultimatum like other people, she did stop filming with men in order to let that relationship develop because no relationships were moving forward because she was having sex with other men. So she stopped doing that. Now I think she does things alone or with women, whatever. It is not surprising that this
even worse
for men. And like those commenters said, you can't blame them. But women online will often turn it around and point the finger at men, saying they're not understanding, they're jealous, they're misogynist.
I hear that all the time. Podcasts, interviews, when you try to explain the truth, that's what I always hear, that crap. Misogynistic because I'm expressing my truth. I'm telling you the truth. So she may have stopped doing sex scenes with men, but now she's doing it with women. all because you want the relationship to develop, that's even worse. That's 10 times worse. Better yet, why can't the man just leave her? Stop dating these sex workers. The relationship were to never be taken seriously if you do that type of activities for a living. She's not doing sex work with a bunch of men anymore, but still she's doing adult films. So that tells me that she's not leaving the career. She's never going to stop doing porn. And the fact that they're married, the world that we're living in, that's all I got to say.
Well, yeah, if all of that translates to they don't want the woman that they are committing to be run through by other men every day, then yeah, they're not understanding. They're not progressive enough. That's fine. I don't think they would care being called that. Again, it's really not that hard to grasp. Now, in my mind, what is even more saddening than just the impact on romantic relationships is the impact that this job takes on your soul. And Riley did not explicitly say that, but I think you could see it in her eyes in the way that she was choking up as she was speaking about her family, the fact that she literally does not have a relationship with any of them anymore. Another young woman just spoke about this in a recent article for Business Insider, and the headline reads, "I regret doing OnlyFans when I turned 18. People treated me like an object, and the money just wasn't worth the degradation." And she said, "No matter what I posted, they wanted more explicit content. I ended up sending nude photos a few times even though I didn't want to because I felt so pressured and they were offering so much money. I would also receive terrible messages that were so degrading and I didn't see any filtering system on OnlyFans to block them." Again, it's important to remember that
It is. OnlyFans is a porn website. It's always been that way ever since it was created. Mind you, OnlyFans was originally created for gamers. But now, a lot of these 304s have turned OnlyFans into something that was meant for gamers. Has turned into online prostitution. A lot of horny men don't want to see gaming and people do regular stuff. They want to see people naked, play with themselves, sexually degrade themselves, and think that everybody is supposed to take them seriously. I disagree with you on this one. OnlyFans is porn, and porn is OnlyFans because they're connected, just like that.
It is not designed to protect creators. It is not designed to protect porn stars, whatever. It is a free-for-all. People think that because you own your own channel and you post your own videos, that it's empowering, it's safe. It's not, because there are literally no protections in place. She goes on and she says, "It was obvious that they saw me as an object for their pleasure and not as a person. It was awful being constantly sexualized to such a dehumanizing level. I felt terrible. All the creepy attention was making me sick. Subscribers kept asking for nude photos and offering more and more money. I found myself stepping past my own boundaries and it left me feeling suicidal." And at the beginning of this article, she was saying, I already would post, some bikini photos online. This felt like a normal thing. I would just get paid to post, more bikini photos. She had kind of set those boundaries, but quickly stepped over them. And she said, "I was close to ending my life, to be honest. I couldn't live with myself and I felt like I was constantly on the edge of a mental breakdown. My life was spiraling and I needed help. Though I was raised in a Christian household, I had lost sight of my faith, but a family member noticed that I was spiraling and prayed for me. And through that prayer..."
At some point, as an adult, you have to come to grips of certain decisions you make, especially if you were raised in a Christian household. I mean, I get it. Nobody is perfect by all means, but if you decided to let the world or society dictate how you should be for the rest of your life, then you are a walking red flag yourself. I mean, it's good that she came to her realization that God sees it all. He sees evil. And porn is evil, completely. It's good that you have a praying family that prays for you, that get your mind back on track. It's good that you have a family that loves you and cares for you. But I feel like the damage is done. So whatever that you were going through, don't take it out on your family because you were dealing with this and that. You made a choice and now you're laying it. But the question is, does that save your relationship with your family when you do stuff like that at 18? So whatever issues that you were going through, that you were dealing with, you can talk to your family and y'all pray together, but don't bring them down to your crap. Don't ever do that.
Her out of this. And I just cannot stress enough, and I know you guys understand this, but how heartbreaking all of that is. But what's even sadder is that all of that is predictable. And I'm so glad that she shared her story, just like I'm glad that
Yeah.
Riley is open about the intricacies
Got a
of
wake-up
getting into
call.
this
I'm glad
industry. Even
she's
though she's
realizing
not
it.
left the industry, I think that her honesty is still incredibly important because porn is 100% destructive to
Yes.
everyone involved, whether you are
Yes.
the viewer or the creator. So just because you are not creating porn does not mean that it is not bad for you. It is furthering the divide between men and women. It is lowering men's testosterone. It's lying to women about faux empowerment and liberation. And I see a lot of people online pointing fingers at each other saying, well, men need to stop watching it. And well, women need to stop making it. You know, going back and forth about who needs to stop first. No, everyone needs to stop.
Don't
Yes.
care who started it, you're gonna end it.
Stopwatch, negative for our society. If porn went away, there would be no downfall in my mind. There would
Exactly.
be no negative impact whatsoever. And it should be eradicated.
And man, shout outs to Bradley Cooper for this video. And she said it, and it's facts. Encouraging people to do it because, you know, porn is definitely is what's ruining a lot of friendships, families, relationships, marriages, because you felt that it's empowering to get naked online, to have sex on film, thinking that your family should always support whatever you do. But I don't think doing adult films is the way to do it, honestly. So at the end of the day, accountability is kryptonite. Some have taken accountability. Some are still in the sex industry. Some are just two-faced, like Riley, for example. She says that she's not having sex with men on camera anymore because she wants the relationship to develop, and yet she's doing scenes with women in her OnlyFans. So that tells me that she hasn't left the adult film industry. But the article from the 18-year-old, how she had a redemption of doing OnlyFans, saying how she felt degraded and depressed because of that decision that she made, and she's made her way back into the family home because they prayed for her, they show concern for her. I'm glad that she realized her evil ways was wrong. And another part I disagree with Bradley on this is that just because you create porn doesn't mean it's bad for you. Yes, it is, because especially if your family finds out what you do, they're going to Google it, they're going to see it, they're going to go through your social media, and they're going to realize that their child is doing sex work. Of course, it's going to have a negative outcome when you do stuff like that. At the end of the day, I think people should just stop doing porn if you don't want to go down the wrong path. If you want a good guy or you want a good woman, last thing you want to do is do OnlyFans. I get it, it's fast money, but you have to understand that it can also damage the relationship physically and mentally, because those people are not going to want to take you seriously if your partner tells you, no, don't do that, I don't want you doing that, because that's basically cheating. The point I'm trying to make here is that OnlyFans and porn are two different things. OnlyFans is online prostitution. You get naked, you play with yourself online. Porn is when you have sex on camera to show different angles to make it think that it's real. No, it's not. Porn sex is not real sex. Real sex is when you don't have a camera rolling. Fake sex is when you have cameras rolling. Trust me, I know the difference between real sex and fake sex. OnlyFans is by far the worst. So even though she made a good video on this, but some of her points I kind of disagree respectfully, but at the end of the day, she's always spot on regardless. So link to the original video will be down below.